Here we go. Give me Batman 2.
Yeah, I feel like movies have never really, in my opinion, needed something like a show to extend the universe and like build it up. It was pushed because
That was my first thought too.
the same news was pushed out for like casting, the logo, and the title change for Superman at approximately the same time they announced pushing Batman Part 2.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll like totally change your minds. Maybe the trailer will change our minds.
That's what I have a feeling is going to happen. We're
just-
going to watch this trailer. We're going to be put right back into the movie, and we're going to be super excited. That's what I feel like is going to happen. Welcome to Backseat Directing.
Where we talk about movies, TV shows, comics, and more.
We're your hosts,
Andrew,
and Aaron.
we put out new episodes every Monday and Thursday.
And on this episode, we're reacting to the brand new Penguin trailer.
3, 2, 1.
Action. One of our favorite movies from a few years ago is having a spin-off TV show, and that is The Penguin in the world of Matt Reeves, the Batman.
The Batman.
The Batman. I am Batman. I have not seen this trailer yet. So
I got you.
this is going to be... I don't know how I feel about this show yet going into it, because my first thought is kind of the same feeling that I had towards Gen V. And that was, I would rather you just put more effort into the show or movie that I love already, you know, and making the sequel or the next season. In this case, give me Batman 2.
Yeah, I feel like movies have never really, in my opinion, needed something like a show to extend the universe and like build it up. I get that it'll give them a lot of chance to build up Cobblepot and his kind of like rise to Gotham, you know, criminal underworld fame. And I feel like that'll be cool to see his character development. It'll be cool to see his journey. Maybe we can get introduced to some other new characters kind of in the same style as Gotham, the TV show. Who knows what they're going to throw in, like a Two-Face casting or what have you, know, Riddler, some other classic villains. But I feel like we're going to get, if any Pattinson, if any Battinson, like very little. And so I feel like, why not just bring Colin Farrell back in a bigger role in the Batman Part 2? You know,
Yeah.
we loved him in the first one.
Yeah.
So I feel like this is a lot of time and dedication that maybe they'll like totally change our minds. Maybe the trailer will change our minds.
That's what I have a feeling is going to happen. We're
just-
going to watch this trailer. We're going to be put right back into the movie, and we're going to be super excited. That's what I feel like is going to happen.
I've heard it's like mafia vibes. Like, what's that famous show from HBO? It's like Goodfellas, but like a TV show about the family in New Jersey.
Yeah. That show. Yeah.
The Sopranos.
Oh, yeah.
You were never going to help me on that.
No.
dude.
Yeah.
God, you're the worst.
I'm excited about that. All right. Should we dive into this trailer here?
Let's watch it. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. You don't want to miss any other videos, so hit that subscribe button real quick for us.
Here we go. Oh, just kidding. Here we go.
When I was a kid, there was a gangster, real old school type, Rex Calabrese. He was a big deal. He helped people. He saw you on the street, he'd call out to you. When I'm 14 or something, he has a heart attack and dies. Still holding a cigar. In my neighborhood, they throw a parade in his honor. A freaking parade. I mean, it wasn't fancy, but it was a gesture. To show love for what he meant.
The makeup and prosthetics look so good.
It just looks real. That's what Colin Farrell looks like.
You just know, you only know because you know it's Colin Farrell.
Right.
Can you imagine to be remembered like that?
a cool trailer, but I feel like I'm still kind of left with that same feeling.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat, I think.
Like that would be a cool scene of dialogue in the Batman Part 2.
Right.
But like make sure that movie comes out ASAP. I mean, you can't necessarily say that there's any causality between the Batman Part 2 being pushed back a year and this show coming out, but like the studio and the people involved, I think Reeves is going to be at least producing on this because it's his world. Had it's eaten up some time, the involvement in the Penguin Project, I'd imagine.
Right.
Also, that's the other big piece of news that we wanted to bring up. It's been aired out already, but
So sad.
Matt Reeves' Batman Part 2 is being delayed a year. It was supposed to come out in 2025, and now it's back to 2026.
Oh, brutal, man.
I know.
Brutal.
Doesn't that hurt
It
to say?
does.
I'm glad that they're keeping the kind of fall release because I feel like it's a really good time for this way they're doing these Batman movies. Like the other one starts on Halloween Day, the story. So I think it's a cool time for the Batman movies to come out. But like, good God, like pushing it a whole nother year. I thought next year we were getting Superman Legacy and Batman Part 2. And I was so excited for a year of DC. You know what I mean?
It looks like there's how many episodes? It looks like the series is directed by Craig Zobel.
But usually like the person who's really like in charge of it is a showrunner.
Right. Yeah, so it's from the world of Matt Reeves, but he's doesn't look like he's directly involved
He's not listed anywhere on there.
necessarily. Yeah.
I'm shocked.
Which he was in the trailer. His name is from Matt Reeves. So they tricked you there a little bit.
Yeah.
It seems.
It says that the Batman Part 2 has been postponed to fall 2026 due to script development issues and logistics changes. The delay is to avoid overcrowding in the superhero movie landscape and to ensure harmonious coexistence in the broader DC multiverse. So, partially, it seems like in part due to the script, maybe related to the writer's strike that happened at the end of last year. But that article also mentioned sharing space for coexistence of other movies like Superman Legacy, which has been a theory. Superman, now renamed Superman, which has been part of my theory as to why the broader reason of why this movie was pushed, because
That was my first thought too.
the same news was pushed out for like casting, the logo, and the title change for Superman at approximately the same time they announced pushing Batman Part 2.
Yeah.
So they seem a little bit tangled.
Which is annoying because the Batman got greenlit and was getting started before Superman was. Like, come on.
I mean, from my perspective, the Batman Part 2 is more anticipated than
Yeah.
Superman Legacy.
Yeah, I agree.
But
I feel like
I got to keep calling it Superman Legacy to differentiate it from other
Right.
Superman movies.
I feel like I would have preferred if they did the Batman Part 2 first. You know, get us more excited about DC and then release Superman, you know, rather than getting that new DCU started and then throwing us off with this Elseworld story.
Yeah, that's what I think is the
Like-
bigger problem. That's a good point. Is that get the Batman Part 2 out and then launch your universe
Yeah.
instead of launching it after. It's like, wait, that movie that came out before, now you're making a sequel, but it's not part of the universe, so
Right.
we're not revamping the universe. No, we are revamping the universe, but this is a different world story. Like,
What?
you guys are getting right onto the same confusing foot that you were on for mass audiences, like before this started.
Right. And take more time to develop your new universe. You know, you're going to have a bunch of movies and shows and games from at least their original announcement all intertwined together. Take a little extra time to develop all of that. Let the Batman come out first. You know, it's already been a few years. And put out a great movie there to tide us over until the beginning of the DCU.
Yeah, it's 2022. And to kind of put it in perspective, it would have come out with the same time gap that we had between Batman Begins and The Dark Knight. So that was 2005 to 2008. We would have had 2022 to 2025, 3 years. But now 2026, which isn't a big difference. But when you're living
Excited
it day to
for
day,
it,
it's a
yeah.
long time for us.
And when you have a movie podcast and
Yeah.
you're talking about the movie all the time.
And that's an extra year further from the Batman Part 3, which I assume we'll get eventually too. So
Yeah.
it just delays the whole process.
Another thing that I noticed that I'm very sad about for this show, no Greg Fraser, man.
Yeah.
Which,
it
I mean,
still looks really good.
It did. Yeah,
They have his blueprint to work with. And
for sure.
I think that if they don't have the same makeup team, then they have a stellar makeup and prosthetic team
Oh,
still.
for sure.
But we already know that Colin Farrell can handle the TV show format. He absolutely killed it on season 2 of True Detective. He killed it in that one episode of Scrubs that he was in. But
He's a great actor.
He's an incredible talent. They have
Yeah.
him listed on there prominently as Academy Award nominee, Colin Farrell. I've loved him for ages, and I'm so glad
Yeah.
like he's getting recognized by a wider audience because he was so great in Phone Booth, in Total Recall. Like when I was growing up, I loved Colin Farrell movies. So I'm glad to see him now. Like he's getting all these really dramatic roles too, like the killing of Sacred Deer and Lobster is with A24. So I'm glad to see him get his time to shine. He's so good as Cobblepot too, transformative. One of the best performances in the movie.
Yeah, like you said, the makeup and costume looks flawless. Like it literally looks like that's what Colin Farrell looks like. Like it's just
The
a different person.
The throat is crazy. The big
Yeah.
throat.
Like there's a guy in the fat suit in John Wick 4, and you can kind of tell, But maybe part of that is because of the costume design, but then also like what they're having him do.
yeah. Yeah. It was also like cartoonishly over the top
Yeah.
version.
But yeah, it looks good.
I hope
makeup wise.
they're gonna have to do all kinds of new stuff because it's Cobblepot focused. So they'll need like Cobblepot intensive themes throughout the whole movie, where the original Batman might have music playing during his scenes, but like not enough for the entirety of this TV show. So they'll need new themes. They'll need
That's true.
like all new stuff to circle the show around Cobblepot. I hope we get a really cool, dramatic look at the underbelly of Gotham. I think it'd be cool to flesh out the world. Was it 100% necessary?
I don't know if it is though, because it's not the creators who made the world in the first place.
But I'm
and
sure
like
that they're working
I
with
know
the
they're
same-
using a lot of the same stuff probably, but still, I'd rather just see it in the movies. I feel like, and I know you would agree with me on this point. I'm a main character kind of guy. If the main character isn't in the movie or show, it's gonna be a lot harder of a sell for me. Like that was the case for Gen V, which was a surprise of how much I ended up liking the story.
They had to work hard to make good new characters that we fell in love with.
Right, exactly. But like even Breaking Bad, your favorite show, has Better Call Saul spinoff.
Still haven't
Have you
watched
seen it?
Just the first couple episodes.
Like
I watched the first couple episodes and I was like, I mean, I love Saul Goodman, but not as much as I love the
Where's Walter White? Yeah.
Jesse Pinkman. I think that it's tough when it comes to something like that. I mean, I love Aaron Taylor Johnson. I think he's going to be really cool as Kraven the Hunter. But why would I not want to see him taking on Spider-Man? I
Right.
would love to see Aaron Taylor Johnson's Kraven taking on Tom Holland's Spider-Man.
Absolutely.
Even if you throw Tom Holland into the Kraven movie as the villain of that movie, like, and you have to like the same way a villain's not in the movie as much as the hero in a normal story structure, reverse
just
that
flip it.
and have Tom Holland in it less, but still be Kraven's movie. I would still like it loads more because I'm
Yeah.
getting some Spider-Man.
Absolutely. And that's how the characters were made. It's an important part of their character, like they didn't make a Penguin comic book first.
Now they're just doing like villains and worse villains, and then they try really hard to make the villain like sympathetic so you can accept him as a main character.
Right.
I think they
It
underestimate
makes it blurry.
they underestimate the audience's ability too to like accept a terrible person because like Homelander is a lot of people's favorite character in The Boys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they don't have to soften Cobblepot and people will still probably rally behind him if he's cool.
Right.
Like
That's a good point.
Sopranos, like Tony Soprano's not a good person.
Yeah, absolutely. Why do they keep doing this?
I don't know. They're so obsessed with it. They're just like, oh my God, anything that has name recognition, please help us make money.
Yeah, but they're using names of things that aren't even in it, like the Batman, Matt Reeves.
I think Batman will be in this in a
I think
small
so too.
cameo.
Yeah, probably like the last episode or something.
that's-
Either the last episode or like the 4th episode for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, they're mid-season. He should be in and out. He should show up. If I wrote it, he'd show up like 3 times. But then you've got to rely on Robert Pattinson's schedule. He's a busy guy. He's in.
But I mean, depending on how you like organize those scenes, you could shoot that across a weekend.
Yeah,
3 or 4 appearances in a show, like that's not too much. That's a few days worth. So like, I feel like it's possible. It's just how much are you paying him?
and also how realistic is it for Batman to cross paths with Cobblepot that many times without Cobblepot like being thrown in prisoners? Like, why is Batman going to be there?
Yeah. They work together.
Yeah.
on something. That
He just
was my
keeps showing
first
up.
thought.
Knock it off. I won't say it again.
I'm in the shadows.
I am the shadow.
I am everywhere. All right. Well, I'm so frustrated that the Batman got pushed later.
I wish we were more excited for this.
Me too. Me too. Are we lame? Should we be more excited?
We're cynical. But the thing is, I say that as a joke. I don't think we are cynical because there's so much stuff we are excited for. Even just next month alone, I'm so excited for Boy Kills World and Challengers and like 3 other April releases.
Well, now you got to name them because I mean they're so good. You got Monkey Man.
Monkey Man, yes, I'm so excited for that movie.
We keep forgetting about that. We got Fall Guy.
That comes out. Actually, I found out that comes out in May.
They tricked us.
I know. I lied to you. Early May though, like May 3rd.
Okay, so that counts as April.
Yeah, but there's a lot of really good releases in April.
And then
there's so much stuff I am excited for.
Gentlemanly Warfare.
Yes, Ministry of a Gentleman's
Duh.
Warfare.
Yeah, that's the big one. That's the one right
That's the one
there.
I'm most excited for.
Yeah, absolutely. Dude, April into May is a stacked movie month, and I'm so excited.
April into early May is like 5-6 incredible looking movies.
I want to go to the theaters with you for most of those. So
Dude,
don't go without me.
I'll be there. I'll text you.
You tend to sneak to theaters without me sometimes.
Then when I do text you, you're like, I don't know, I don't want to spend $20.
Because you give me like a day's heads up on a
yeah.
Wednesday night. I'm not going to a Wednesday night
I'm
show and I'm going to work.
I'm going through our receipts for that Matrix invite. It was not Wednesday night.
No, but you've done that before. All right. What do you guys think? Does this show look good? Is it necessary? Are you guys as upset as we are about the Batman Part 2 being pushed a whole year? Let us know down in the comments below. We post new episodes every Monday and Thursday. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. That helps out the channel a lot. And that notification bell. Every once in a while, we put out extra stuff like our short film that's going to be screening in April. That's another movie that's premiering in April. So be sure to check that out. We have a Discord as well. Links in the description of this video. It's completely free to join. So if you want to join in the conversation, we also talk about upcoming episodes that we're going to be doing, and we take recommendations, and we get those out pretty fast if you want us to do an episode. Where else are we at?
We're on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Threads, X.
So yeah, make sure
Twitter,
you follow us all there as well. And
That's a wrap.